In general, most conversations about video games are quite subjective. There's some things you can look at relatively objectively, but it still comes down to personal preference. We can play the exact same game with the same dialogue, NPCs, graphics, story, exploration, upgrade systems, gear loot, etc., and we can come away with polar opposite opinions. On the surface, it's fair. It's pretty expected. But you got to go a little bit deeper and talk about things with some nuance, because a lot of these opinions are silly. A lot of them are misguided. They lack the critical thinking and nuance that I think we all need to have. The honesty. If we want things to improve, everyone complains about AAA being so down, then we need this honesty, this nuance, this critical thinking. We just need to have those conversations properly. We can't just shriek stupid things that stupid creators have told you to shriek about. So the first main topic let's get into is expectations. Seeing a lot of combos and comments directly comparing this to Skyrim. I was even one of them where I compared the combat, right? And even Witcher 3. And look, I get it. Those games are fantastic. They are fantasy RPGs at their core. Avowed is a fantasy RPG. They're semi-similar. And because those games are better, and pretty old at this point, that therefore makes Avowed garbage. Aggressive air quotes here. Because that's a silly thing to think about, right? That's a nonsense argument. Are we sure that we've all played and experienced all of these games properly? There's really no proper way to play a game. That's, again, subjective. But can we relax and think about the type of games these are? Because yes, they are fantasy RPGs. There's swords, there's magic. Especially with Skyrim, you can switch between first and third person, just like Avowed. But that's kind of where the differences end. They're fundamentally different experiences. Some focus more on story, some focus more on being a sandbox, like Skyrim does, and then some focus on exploration, world building, and lore.